The shift that we're seeing right now is a shift in emergency management from utilitarian principles where everything is designed for the greatest good for the greatest amount of people to disaster equity.
Check out this Zoom call from FEMA. These are several FEMA people. This has been leaked, and they are very concerned that the hurricane is going to mostly affect LGBTQI people, and we should focus our efforts there.
Sparked a few things in my mind, thinking about preparedness and how you said, LGBTQIA people and people who have been disadvantaged already are struggling. They already have their own things to deal with. So you add a disaster on top of that, it's just compounding on itself. And I think that is maybe the why we're having these discussions, is because it isn't being talked about. It isn't being socialized. We're not paying attention to this community. Thank you so much. Maggie.
Thank you. There are a couple of things that are intersecting in my mind here. One of them is the culture of emergency management as an organization, as an industry in the United States specifically, not abroad. This has, and my cat sometimes does this, she gets really loud suddenly, so you'll have to just allow for the little meowing in the background. The shift that we're seeing right now is a shift in emergency management from utilitarian principles where everything is designed for the greatest good for the greatest amount of people to disaster equity. But we have to do more, right? And so this topic is intersecting, I think, with a number of other topics where we have to look at policies and understand to what extent they have disadvantaged communities that had less assets, communities that had pre-existing vulnerabilities in accessing disaster-related recovery supports.
I'm shocked that the lady talking about disaster equity is a crazy cat woman. You'll have to apologize. My cat's freaking insane. Why is it that every single one of these people have a completely insane cat? You ever think about that? I should note that this is a FEMA training video, so they're not referencing exactly what's happening in Helene this moment. This is a training video from about a year ago. But do you realize how profoundly insane this is and anti-American it is and likely illegal? It is the idea that federal assistance during a disaster would be given based on your sexuality. Think about what that means. So now if there is a helicopter, a FEMA helicopter, flying over North Carolina right now, and there's flooded houses, and there's a gay couple on the roof, and they're waving their trans flag, help us, help us. And then the FEMA guys would go down and, okay, you guys, come on, fellas, we're gonna get you. And then there's just a guy and his wife on the roof next door, and they're looking at them like, they look straight. I guess we're not gonna do anything. That is completely psychotic. Unless the guy next door with his wife would be like, you know what, she's gonna look the other way, I'll give you one of you a hand. And then could you get us up in the airplane? Could you pick us up then if I could just do a little of something? It's so absolutely psychotic, and they all speak in ways that make it sound like it's sane. Our LGBTQI two-spirit weirdo brothers and sisters, they're already struggling, so let the straight people, let them all drown, because that would be equity, because they've had it too good. Yeah, because the people that live in rural North Carolina have had it too good. It's just psychotic.